So welcome to this week's weekly update video, and right now we have pretty much a lot going on for the time being. Let's summarize what happened this week. So this week was the week that really kind of sent the season into an extra gear, kind of went from steady gear to potentially into high gear. Is it going to stay that way for the rest of the season, be what happened 2009, and be very, very active? Or is that temporary in the EPAC, go back to, in the East Pacific, we'll be going back to having average activity. We'll see. But all we know is that this week was very busy. And we had Hurricane Hernan, which was late last week. It was declared a remnant low this morning. And it was our first hurricane since Christina. It was a pretty decent one, formed I think a few days ago. Intensified it all died for about 24 hours. It became a 30-knot TD to a 65-knot hurricane in 30 hours, so it's not bad. Conditions were very favorable for a day, but quickly ran to cool waters north of 20 degrees altitude, and it just dissipated. And it's rapidly weakened and dissipated, like most East Pacific hurricanes. It was pretty trackable for about a day, about 24 hours really. And we also had tropical storm Genevieve, which is still out there right now. Exploded. We had tropical storm Genevieve. It was short-lived, relatively dissipated in the CPAC, and now it came back, regenerating as it hit more favorable environment. We also had Invest 93, which looked like for a while was going to be declared, but the agency did not upgrade it. Let's go back to Genevieve now. So Genevieve is in a somewhat favorable environment. There's very little wind shear, warm ocean temperatures, and thus we can expect some more intensification over the next 2 to 3 days thereafter. Shear will take toll on the system, and some weakening is expected. But I don't think the system will get back up to hurricane strength. But I do think the system could easily be a weak to moderate tropical storm. We'll see. This will be the second year in a row we've had at least one storm regenerating, and that was after last year with the great Manuel. So, what else is going on? Back to roads out there. The models are still aggressive, with developing a new area of disturbed weather, well to the east, possibly into a strong tropical storm or weak hurricane. There's still a lot of uncertainty. It's in the long range. It was in the long range, but now it's within like 7 days, 5 to 7 days out. So it's possible that we may have to watch another small tropical storm, probably a little bit stronger, it's faster than Wally or Genevieve, and near the CPAC later in this week or this weekend. Also, the reason for the enhanced activity that's going on now and for the previous week is we're back to the couple Kelvin Wave, which is now in the Atlantic and is now spanning Invest 93L, and that will likely become a high-end tropical storm and possibly the season's second hurricane in the Atlantic. But that's a whole nother discussion, and I'm not going to go that far off topic. It's like 4 minutes, sorry. 5 minutes. But I wanted to point that out. Now, what what else is going on? The MJO is in phase 7, currently favoring the Central Pacific, and starting to favor the East Pacific. There's some uncertainty. It's really not clear. On some graphics, it may look like it's in the CPAC, others may look like it's in the EPAC. And there's some difference between. You got Michael Beatrice's webpage, especially looks like MJO is about to enter EPAC. But we also have a westerly wind burst becoming behind it. That could also aid in additional development. That's hopefully some indications of the El Nino event that's supposed to be going on. That's mathematically very, very strange. I'm not sure if we want to get one. We probably will, but there's a lot of uncertainty and a low confidence. It could hopefully enhance that, and that could allow for additional Kelvin waves and additional activity. That's actually the reason why El Nino years tend to use a lot of majors, because of the enhanced convectively coupled Kelvin waves. Kelvin waves kind of act like a local mini MJO, usually give you a storm, maybe even two, compared to the MJO, which is going to usually like two, at least two, more like 3 or 4 tropical storms within a short period of time. And look at the MJO has been very weak as it was for much of 2013, but the MJO intensified a bit, like late in 2013. There's a big pulse in late August, and if we get if and only if we can get a repeat of that pulse, this season will be in excellent shape, and we could see numerous tropical cyclones develop, and we could easily hit 20 storms. But that is a big if. So right now, it looks like aside from that areas of weather, East Pacific looks like it'll be clearing out somewhat. There'll be some up-level divergence to make things less conductive, and the shear right now is actually turning out to be a bigger problem at this point in the season than I thought it would be. I mean, shear basin-wide is not horrible, but it's not where I'd like it to be. The season is really serious about developing tropical storms. The good news is that vertical instability, which was an issue like about 4 weeks ago, is it's no longer an issue. In fact, it's really helping these storms develop. That can hopefully lead to some stronger storms if we can hit a break in the shear. And we can get a storm to develop early enough. I personally think some of the shear in the Caribbean is kind of preventing development in the, what do you want to call it, the EDR somewhat, but again, that's typical of El Ninos. They develop way further out and closer to the coast, like we see in La Ninas and neutrals. So, 8 minutes in. So we'll see what the next few weeks have in store on us. The long-range CFS is very aggressive, showing 2009-like outbursts from multiple systems off several hundred miles offshore the west coast of Mexico. And I think, based on the runs for early September, I think it takes us to Odile, so that'll be, 16 storms through early September? And that is very close to record territory. If that's not record, by comparison, 1992, I believe, had, I think around September 8th, it had 18 storms. So that would be pretty impressive. And given the fact that El Nino years tend to be very more active, September and October's, that means gives us a very good chance at making it to the 20s. But there's a lot of ifs, and so far this season's been very impressive. But there's also been a lot of weak systems. And according to some, who cares? Who cares if there's 21 systems and there's only 3 major hurricanes and 6 hurricanes overall? I'm not going to issue another forecast till, I might say, next week or the week after. I haven't decided yet. And but I will say that I'm not confident enough to increase my numbers significantly. at this time. I think this week will show a lot. Just like last week showed a lot of what the space was actually made of. This week will show what so the MGO, it's really not clear what's going to happen. It's very incoherent. But it should be for us for a little while, possibly through the mid-month, and we probably have another Kelvin Wave coming up. So, and behind that westerly wind burst. So it's really not sure. Looking at the CFS runs up depth of rainfall, again it's showing a little bit more of a easterly shift that you start to see around this time of year, about mid-August, so that'll be very typical. And the CFS long range also showed eventually the landfall pattern that we typically start to see, which typically have to watch very, very closely for in September and October. Now, some sea surface temperatures there are very warm, as I indicated about a week ago, at 31 C, and will generally probably by the end of the year be up to 32 C, 33 C. So the environment right now at that time could be very conducive, and that's something that we will have to watch very closely. But we're still about, I'd say, at least 3 more weeks away. We're at least having to think about that. The earliest late season, quote, landfall in Mexico was of the Baja California Peninsula on August 17th, 1997. That was Hurricane Dorian. So 11. And since this video, so we will have to watch. And then El Nino is a mystery at this point. And a lot of mixed signals. I think we're starting to see some positive signals. But right now we don't even have 0.5 anomalies. We have minus 0.1. So I think kind of this El Nino, the intensification of it at least, despite the fact that we've atmospherically, the general consensus is that we've had weak El Nino conditions for at least 6 weeks. This is going to be interesting, though, whether we actually get one or not. And that will do this video. And that will do this week's video. Bye.